Wait, is your camera recording already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're just not gonna see ourselves.
Oh, all right, hold on. Let me fix that.
You know my old ass can't see that. You did that only for your benefit.
Welcome back to the 2.5 LLCs podcast. I am your host, Dre, in the BUILDING, and we have Antwon here to my left, aka your right, and Kia to my right, aka your left. She is on your screen. What is good with y'all?
Yeah, no eye. No, like left eye. Her birthday, I think, was the other day.
Interesting.
She's been dead for almost 20 years, bro. That's the crazy part. So, she would have been, I think, 50s. She would have been early 50s.
Wow.
Yeah, that shows how long she's been dead and how old I am.
Yeah.
And I remember that day.
That's wild.
I remember when she died, I remember when Aaliyah died. I remember my mom telling me when Biggie got shot.
Damn.
Yeah. Now everything else is in real time now, so like I know what everybody else does. When young Dolph got killed, knew instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is scary, man.
You kind of.
I remember the longest is that the Michael Jackson death, because that went on for like a couple of hours. He's dead. He's not dead. He's dead. He's not dead.
Yeah. That was one of the first celebrity deaths that I noticed it affect people. It had on people as soon as it happened, because I seen people's parents crying, and everybody was just sad. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because I didn't, obviously, I'm 24 for people first time watching, so I don't know the effects of Michael Jackson's music, so I don't have the attachment that other people may have, because I just don't relate, or I wasn't in that time when he was real popular.
I think a lot of it, we always say it, is the time difference too. I feel like the way you fall in love with celebrities now is completely different than the way you used to back then, because you didn't have the access like you do now. Now they can do other things like TikToks and go on Twitter and do Instagram lives, and you can see them almost every day. But back in the day, Michael Jackson, he came way before the Twitters and the social media.
Unless he was doing an interview on ABC.
Yeah,
It was like,
you have to turn to ABC or NBC or something to get the news. You had to wait at 7:00 for the Entertainment Tonight shit. Because that's how you got your information. You couldn't just log on.
Yeah, you couldn't go to Instagram.
Yeah, you couldn't just open up your phone
this morning.
and wait and not pay for the internet. I think, yeah, so it's like, and it didn't even have color. Barely. So, a different time, man. So people got to, I feel like, role play what they think they like about certain people, because you can make up your own narrative because you're not getting it daily.
I think it also made people believe that they are like celebrities, which, I mean, we're all human, but it made them see that, okay, they do eat, they do play sports other than music. It's like you can relate to them more.
Yeah.
As opposed to before, you kind of looked at everybody like on a pedestal because you didn't get to see them other than their performing or interview. But now you see them
all the time. They give you direct access now. So it's like, yeah, like when you see like people that could interview him, like Oprah and what's his face, Dr. Phil and Ricky Lake, and like those people, Montel Williams, when they used to be able to interview people, like you had to wait. You had to wait in the commercials, and you're like, I don't want another Toyota. Mom wanted a Dodge. Like, oh, McDonald's, can we have McDonald's? No, we got McDonald's at the house. I mean, it's a whole different generation. So it's, but Hood Olympics with celebrities, I bet Offset will win the foot race.
Offset.
Yeah. He just looks like he runs faster than them. I feel like Quavo and Future, they run the same.
I'm taking 2 Chainz in the dunk contest. What you think?
I'll give you that.
I'm taking 2 Chainz.
Yeah, I'm gonna see like these like old producer men go play basketball, like Timberland versus Scott Storch and stuff like that.
Scott Storch might have a jumper.
Still, yeah.
I just want to see it. Then like just
Timbo look like that dude that try to cross everybody up and don't have a great handle.
It's all sound effects.
he boxes his moves. Like he criticizes everyone after when they miss. Oh,
Yeah.
you should. Oh, you should have done this. Oh man,
Oh,
you just
yeah.
ain't got that step right. You get your step right. You would have made that.
And then when they finally listen to him, you should have cut, and he lay it up, and it's just like, see, you had it the whole game. It's just like he's a coach out there.
Yeah, motivational speaker. You're like, I'm inspired. Yeah. Now see, like, I got to see a little bit, like when Jermaine Dupri was doing CrossFit during like the rap games or whatever it's called. But I want to see like, and now he has like his whole vegan line. I want to see if he actually pushing it like it is, because it's like he ain't making no music. Fuck else you doing?
I want to see the baby on a boxing match.
Like, who you think could take the baby?
2 Chainz. 2
So,
Chainz is like.
that's just your pinnacle of
I just think like for most sports, I think 2 Chainz is like, what is he like 6'8"? Like he's that height. That
like
they,
6'6", 6'7", something like that.
yeah,
maybe.
so
That's
it's like
tall
the
bitch,
height.
man.
Yeah, it's like that's what they value, height. So I just feel like he's an advantage, like no matter what sport it is. So I think him and the baby, T.I. and the baby would be good. You know, T.I. has always been.
Yeah, T.I. allegedly got in a fight with Floyd,
Yeah.
and allegedly he didn't get hit. So
Yeah,
We would have heard that T.I. died.
Yeah.
I like to see it.
he said, "Where they at, though? I don't see no knots on my head. Where they at, though?"
Fuck my hand up.
I would. What else? Let's see.
So before we go on,
Okay.
we have the lucrative tip of the day. So I have about
The
5
liquor tip?
lucrative tip
Oh.
of the day. It's
I want
basically-
liquor.
It's basically the segment where we give advice to our knowledge that could be beneficial to the viewers of the show.
All right.
Don't keep doing something you don't want to do. Evaluate and adjust yourself to your market. If you don't get the help you need, you will be the cause of your downfall. You're not the greatest yet, so don't be afraid of criticism. You already have the resume, just figure out how to package it.
Okay. Let's play devil's advocate. What's the first one?
Don't keep doing something you don't want to do.
Like, that does not include chores, because you have to do chores. You can't live in filth. Okay? You have to go to that job. You have to go to that job unless you actually have the time to take off from that job to look for another job.
You know, you said, I said want, not have to. Have to. Say you don't want to do something. Have to do. If you have to, you gotta have to do certain things.
But sometimes that have comes you have to want to do it, because you have to have that mentally thing to get up to actually fucking do that shit.
I understand your point.
So I feel like it's still the same. I still stand by it. What's the second one?
Evaluate and adjust yourself to your market.
What happens if you don't know it? Well, how do you find out? How would you tell people to find out what their market is?
How do you find your brand?
I feel like this is just like deja vu. Like how
So all right, we all have something great that we all have a gift that we are good / great at, correct? That we do well.
Mhm.
And we have likes and interests with certain things that we enjoy, correct?
Okay.
So, ideally, putting both of those together and seeing and promoting yourself to that crowd that's out there will help you bring in the audience. And then afterwards, once the word of mouth goes around and you keep putting out content, that's when your audience will start to cultivate, and that's going to be your market. AKA finding your niche once you get to figure out what your niche is. Which could be, for example, if you like playing horror video games, but you like doing it sitting on top of buildings or something, and you like exploring, taking photography. Finding the people who like playing horror games, but also like doing photography for that as well, and bringing those audiences together and figuring out who. That's pretty much going to be your market for starters.
Interesting. Next one.
If you don't get the help you need, you will be the cause of your downfall.
What happened if you try to get the help and nobody wants to help you?
Or you have to pay for the help, but you don't have the money for it.
You can get the money. Sometimes you might not get the help you need. Sometimes people are born without a good hand. And that is unfortunate, but it does happen that way.
Like, what happens if you if you have a heart attack and nobody's around?
Well, if you're made to live that day, then you will. If you're made to die that day, then you're going to be out of here.
Oh, well. It'd be like that, man.
Exactly.
At least you live with your parents. At least they'll be able to find your body.
It's certain things you can and can't control.
The only way y'all know that I'm dead is if I don't respond to a session. I'm obviously dead. Okay. I've probably been dead a couple of days. So.
Okay. It's good to know.
They're out there. All right, what's the next one?
You're not the greatest yet, so don't be afraid of criticism.
I agree with that. That's a really good one. That should have been number one.
Fair.
That's like a Twitter thingy. Mm-hmm. That's like a saying that should be in like a pretty background or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So, all right, next one.
You already have the resume. Just figure out how to package it.
Okay, I like that one too. Like it's flow. I think that's. I ain't gonna say it's flawless, but it's word wall like tag post worthy. Next one.
Oh, that was it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So the last two were the stronger two. I feel like the other ones you have no control over. You can actually lose complete control over by having no control.
That's fair. I'm not mad at that.
All right, what's the next part of this? Is there another segment right after this?
All right, so we're gonna have just our main topic / showrunner is the importance of finding out who you are.
Your brand.
Not just that. It's also just personally and career-wise who you are and what you do and what you enjoy doing.
That's a deep question, though.
I feel like you are what you enjoy to do, and you would do it for free, or like the thing you find yourself doing without being asked. Like, it's like what you do. It's like if making beats is your thing, you just make beats. It's not like somebody asked you. It's not like somebody said they want a beat or anything. It's just the thing, I think, that grabs your attention the most, the thing that you put the most time into. I think that's who you are.
Yeah, that's a fair point, because I had to realize at a certain point that I'm an analytical and logical type of guy, but I also need the creative side too, because I was doing a lot of stuff before I went to my next college, doing a little more of the technical math type of stuff, but I didn't have no creative stuff I was doing at the time. So I realized I was lacking, so I had to go on a search to figure out, I need this creative stuff too, or I'm going to be miserable. Because usually you don't hear too many people that have those type of interest at the same time. It's usually one or the other. So I realized I had to figure out, okay, how am I going to put these together to make myself?
So were you trained to be creative? Like, were you trained to be creative in that way, or was that you just naturally though? Because you can be trained and you can like I guess acquire a skill and then you enjoy to do it. But some things just growing up, the way you raised and just it's in your DNA, you just like to do. So is there a difference in that?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So,
Cause like it's certain things like with me, sports has always been like number one, like over everything. But you know, music, recording, making beats, that was something that, you know, as I got older, it's like it grew on me. But sports was always just like that's the thing. But it's like you acquire the skills of things that like you get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because you were saying who are you? So I feel like sports is me, but like music, media, audio is like who I became.
I guess I can second that because I grew up playing once, thinking I was going to be in the quote unquote NBA.
Yeah.
Obviously, wasn't going to happen. Just keep it a buck.
When did you realize that you were that onto the NBA?
When I realized I was about 6'1" and I barely knew how to dribble, I'm like, all right, well, this is going to go far.
Did you give it quick?
It's
I
not.
feel like
It's
you were
not.
6'1" at like
Nah,
what, in the fifth grade.
It took me a while to realize that in full, though, because I kept trying.
Oh,
You were 6'1" at what age?
I figured that out. I guess I fully grew into my 6'1" around high school.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you was like 6'1" in like the fifth grade,
Yeah.
I'm like, you gave it kind of quick.
You can't dribble 6'1"?
I was.
Like,
I
you're
didn't.
gonna play point guard.
Not
You
because
ain't-
I was always tall, so I never was taught how to dribble. It was always like, hey, I was always playing in rec league, so they say, hey, get in the middle, play in the post.
It's always I think when it comes to sports, I guess kind of determines, you know, I guess where you grew up. Cause like where I'm from, you 6'1", you play center,
Exactly.
but 6'1" is like a small point guard.
Exactly.
So yeah, so it's like you're probably not gonna make it
Yeah,
because you're not
Especially
you're
now, everybody's freaking. I feel like everybody's freaking at least 6'2" these days.
Yeah, you
At
ain't-
least. And that's short.
Yeah,
It's like everybody in the NBA is at least 6'2".
I think the average height for an NBA player, I think I seen is 6'4".
Oh my God, that's a bunch of mics walking around.
Yeah, it's like
a bunch of Dre's. Are you
yeah.
6'1" or are you 6'5"?
I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
You're 6'1".
Yeah.
So everybody,
You're
I
not
think
taller than Mike? You're not as tall as Mike?
Nah, Mike's taller than me.
how tall is Mike?
He's 6'4".
6'4". Yeah, so he's about average height for an NBA player.
Yeah.
Like
I
he's
just-
short.
I think because since I'm so short, everybody thinks looks this tall.
Yeah.
I think when you're by yourself, I feel like you're taller. Maybe when you're by Mike.
Oh yeah.
But I
that's
don't
true.
really see you with Mike anymore. So I might not realize how big of a difference it is in height.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like you're both taller than me.
Yeah, it doesn't look. I'll say it doesn't look that much of a difference, but it does matter when you get up because there is a height difference, but it's not as different as it may seem when you hear the numbers. Like, oh, he's 6'4" or 6'1". It's not that much of a difference, but it does matter as far as dimensions go in a game of sports such as basketball. And it's also a different type of builds of the 6'1" and the 6'4" too. I could possibly have longer arms and bigger hands, possibly, to somebody taller than me. Depends on how the limbs grew and I was built. So it all depends.
I think that's another reason why I think you're taller too, because you're thicker.
Yeah.
So you're thick and tall.
Yeah.
Not to make it sound weird, but. 'Cause I know Mike's tall because he's like skinnier and tall.
Mm-hmm.
He has like a lot of neck. So. Yeah. Have you always had a beard?
No.
You came here with a beard, right? You always had a beard when you were here?
No, not when I was interning.
Oh.
Especially not like this anyway. No. This is when the virus started. That's when the beard grew in because I just wasn't caring. I didn't need to cut it because I won't go nowhere pretty much. So it was just,
And you're keeping it, right?
yeah. I'll just be trimming it up every now and then. But yeah.
Yeah. Because people be looking like different people when they don't have facial hair.
Yeah, facial hair is pretty much. Obviously, everybody can have facial hair, but it's part of you being a man is having facial hair.
Yeah, it's just the like when I meet somebody and they have facial hair and they take it off, it's like trust is broken. It's my friend Daniel. He did that. He came to school and he shaved. I was like, I couldn't tell what was wrong with him. He looked so fucking different. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with your face? I told that, and he said I shaved. I'm like, bro, don't do that shit again. It's like, cause you look like a different person. Like, I can't trust you now. Like, I have to relearn you.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if everybody may feel this way. It's an indirect way of emasculating yourself when you shave, especially like clean shave, in my opinion, anyway.
There's some good looking, clean shaved guys, but then they look just so much better with the like Shamar Moore. He looks okay when he's clean shaved, but when he puts on that facial hair, like damn. LL Cool J, I don't think he ever has a beard. He looks fine.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum, he looks better clean shaven.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you have that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we can't really have this conversation. You can't. Really, I mean, you could agree, like, but it's not like I'm not gonna say like Megan Thee Stallion has a nice goatee. I mean, because she doesn't. It's a one way talk.
Just gotta be. Hey, certain conversations you just don't need to have. And it's fine.
I mean,
It is okay.
and it just lets me know that I need more female friends, but I don't like being around that many women.
Do women honestly like being around each other that much?
I don't know. It depends on. I think it depends on the woman. It depends on your ranking in the group of the woman.
Well, let me ask this: do women actually like each other?
I mean, it just depends on the woman. Women got so many fucking flaws, bro. Like, it's like we're never compatible with anybody. Like we get each other, but then if we're too close, it depends on what kind of woman you are. Like, you either gonna get jealous of the other person because if they're so like you, they're gonna always try to do something just one up better. It's just gonna piss you off. Depends on what kind of person you are. It could piss you off, or you can be like, "That's my girl. She just like me. That's my girl. I tell her everything." But then you go into that thing. Like, I tell her everything that she knows. That's okay that she's better than me. At least I was the original. But she's saying like, "Yeah, I'm better than you, bitch. I always be better than." And then you have this. There's so many things that can happen.
So who you think is more competitive, men or women?
I think it's
tough.
It's men against women. A lot of times.
You think so?
I think now it's getting men against women. Because actually, especially if like a girl does something that men always done, but like let her get praise and be like, "Oh my god, she like oh my god, like she's what, like she's president, right? Like, oh my god, she's president of the club or president of a country. Let's say she's president of the country. Oh my god, she's a woman. It's and then a bunch of men are like, this bitch can't do better than me.
Yeah.
And then it says, then it's like men do makeup on themselves, and then women like.
I don't think you're talking about men. I think you're just talking about bitch ass niggas at that point.
I think women are more competitive.
It depends on who you are, because you might be the bitch ass nigga to the guy that you're calling the bitch ass nigga to. Like, you might be their example of a bitch ass nigga, but your example of a bitch ass nigga is him.
That's an interesting take, but I don't agree.
Hey, you're somebody else's bitch ass nigga, I'm telling you.
But I do understand your point. But still, what type of real man is really complaining and arguing about some stuff women are doing?
Yeah,
a lot of
a lot of them, man. They got nothing else.
But my point is, if they're doing that, in my opinion anyway, as far as it depends on the purpose or the malice if it has in it, that's not something a real man would do, in my opinion.
It's tough to say.
It's tough to say.
It's a by situation.
Yeah,
like,
I would say it's definitely by situation.
I think it's
it's just where you handle situations. Like, there's people that truly just don't give a fuck, and they literally show it that they just don't give a fuck. And you can't do nothing about it because you already know from the jump. they would never ever give a fuck. So you don't bother them. I mean, why keep bothering them? If you know they don't give a fuck, they're not gonna do any better. They give no fucks about getting better. They just know that they're meant to just be there.